Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been altered to protect the innocent. And now we bring you Murder Among Us.
Nobody move!
Yeah, you heard him!
There's been a murder committed here, and on top of that, a diamond necklace. Stolen! The question is, who is the culprit?
That's your business.
Listen, lady, Officer Friday of the Homicide Squad don't take no lip from nobody!
Oh, Hal, I'm being insulted.
I said!
How have you know that's my gun?
Well, buddy, that's your problem. Hey, you! Where you going?
To get a drink of water.
Well, don't leave the premises. And that goes for everyone else here. There's a killer and a thief in the room, and it could be any one of yous.
Hey, boss! There's a dead body over here!
How can you tell?
I just tripped over it!
Oh, good work, Jones. Now keep your eyes peeled for any more clues.
What light do yon no window breaks? Oh, it is the sun!
What's up with him?
Ever since his wife died, he's been in a coma. Once in a while, he snaps out of it. But what beats me is how much Shakespeare he remembers.
All right, who here can give me some answers first? You, come here. What's your name?
Beatrice, but you can call me B.
Okay, B. Tell me everything you know.
Well, let's see. 1 + 1 = 2. There are 12 months in a year. I don't even remember how many planets there are.
Very funny. All right, who here can tell me how this dame was murdered?
Ah, that's what you mean. I remember. It was a dark and stormy night. We were all just gabbing and having a party. Then all of a sudden, BAM! The lights went out and the dame was dead. Jeez, it gives me the willies just thinking about it. I had goose pimples all over me. Even my goose pimples had goose pimples.
You know, this very moment reminds me of chapter 6 in my best-selling novel, Whispers in the Dark, in which the protagonist hides the jewels in a vase. I wonder. You know, on second thought, I believe that the perpetrator is somehow tied to the curse of the family jewel.
A curse?
Oh, yes. I believe this house to be haunted by a spirit.
Ha! Spirits? The only spirits I believe in are the 100-proof kind.
Oh, a wise guy, eh? What do you know about Mrs. Charleston?
You mean the beautiful blonde with a great pair of gams, a millionaire industrialist husband, a mansion in Beverly Drive, a yacht in Acapulco, and who was murdered this very night?
That's right.
Nothing! Except she's dead, lying on the floor.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. Death just always makes me gasp.
I can't take it anymore! All this death, all this drama, when's it going to stop? Will there ever be a time when we can live in peace? A time when there are no more shadows, no more lies, no more murders among us!
It's gone!
is in man hands now. Stop the music! Stop the madness! No. Don't stop! That was one of the best shots in the biz! Let me see that smile again. On a real knockout.
You are a boy of a real Sam Spade. Swell.
All right, everybody, take 5 and come back here and pick up the last scene. Wowzers! You hear that? I'm a real Sam Spade.
Yeah, real Sam Spade.
A real boy.
A real boy.
A star.
Yeah,
Oh,
stop.
shut up! I need some coffee.
Yeah, some coffee.
Edward, can I talk to you for a minute?
In a few minutes, babe. Just let me check out my lines, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, all this moida business is really giving me an attitude. It's like I need a smoke now to cool off or something. And I wasn't even acting.
I know, right? I'm like sassy all over now. I feel like I could jump off a cliff.
Whoa, Sua!
You know what I mean? Just that when you get into a scene and you really dig into it, it like starts to dig into you. That just lets something out from inside of me. I'm like a new me. A new me. And there were times on stage when I didn't even know what I was saying, but I felt empty, you know? God, I swear, it just tore me open.
You're an animal.
I'm an animal.
That's it?
Yeah.
Jeez!
Whoa.
Right!
Wait. Do animals smoke?
I don't think so.
I don't want to be an animal.
No.
I need a smoke.
No.
Let's go have a smoke.
Right.
Eve, dear, could you rub my shoulder? It's kind of hurting. Eve. Hello, Eve. What?
I know you've been playing a dead broad for the last 10 minutes. You can come into reality now.
Sorry, Barbara. So what were you thinking about? Sorry, what?
Jeez, you are somewhere else.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about the film. And nothing.
You are such an actress. You know I love mystery and melodrama, but you're just crazy enough to actually live it. Sometimes I wonder what you would have done if you hadn't gone into showbiz. Maybe you would have married a millionaire, but even then I bet you would have run away to be an actress. You know, I think if there weren't films, your existence would fade right off the face of the earth.
Eve. Hey, Eve, are you listening to me? Sorry, what?
Boy, you were somewhere else. He's up, okay?
Sorry, I just need to go over my lines. I'll see you later.
I love the showbiz. All the light, all the glitter, all the drama, and all the beautiful people.
It's like, where do they all come from?
And the show just goes on.
And on.
And on.
They like never stop.
I bet I could be an actress.
I bet you could.
I bet.
It's not like you're not beautiful enough.
It's not like I'm not talented enough.
You'd have to fix your hair.
And I'd have to lose 5 pounds.
Or 10.
Ew, my nails.
Nails.
They'd have to be redone.
Why wouldn't they?
Oh, the things people do for the theater.
For the lights.
For the glitter. For the drama. And for all the beautiful people.
Teeth check?
Oh, you got something right here.
I don't see my coat. Oh, here it is.
Eve, what are you doing? Get in the secret passage! Places, people! Places! Alright, I don't want to shoot this twice, so let's get it right the first time. Right when the scene starts, right when it starts, there needs to be an explosion on stage. I don't want, oh, the jewels! I want, oh, the jewels! And Eve, you can't walk out of the secret passage. There needs to be an explosion, like a baby exploding out of the womb, like bam! I'm here. A real explosion, okay? All right, quiet on set. Action!
Scene 4, take 17. There's only one place the jewels could be.
The jewels! But how did you know?
Simple. I knew the jewels had to be somewhere in this room, but the real clue was from Penny.
What did I do?
According to you, Mr. Taylor entered the room around 7 o'clock, hung up his coat, looked at his watch, and muttered, "That's funny, my time is off by a quarter hour."
That's right. I told them that the clock was broke.
Which means that it was stuck at either 6:45 or 7:15. So, what the criminal didn't know is that in the dark, while he was hiding the jewels, he bumped the minute hand, leaving the trace of his dastardly crime.
He's right! The clock reached 7:30! But why did you say he hid the jewels? How do you know it wasn't one of the ladies?
Well, perhaps Henry can explain. He's the murderer.
The murderer? I knew he was a wolf in sheep clothing.
You mean sheep's clothing? Oh, right.
Very clever, detective. I was beginning to wonder if you would ever pick up on my little ploy. You know, there's a word for people like you. Dead!
You never told me you were a criminal. I thought we were lovers.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I only pretended to love you so that I could steal the jewel. Besides, you're a brunette. I prefer blondes.
I knew I should have worn a wig.
Now, hand over those jewels, Fletchers.
You're a first-rate criminal, Henry, but you're forgetting one thing.
What's that?
Jones!
Don't move a muscle, Mac.
Nice try, Henry. Maybe you'll think twice the next time you mess with justice.
Don't you know diamonds are for ladies?
Agatha?
But I thought you were dead.
My Juliet, you're alive!
Stay where you are and keep your trap shut.
But I'm your husband.
This room is getting dangerously crowded with crazy people.
You too, brave boy. Your guts are spilling all over the place. Now everyone just cool it. I want everyone to get to the other side of the room. Take their guns. The jewels. The jewels. Well, Al, what are you waiting for?
But darling, you don't mean...
Oh, but I do.
But I thought we were partners.
Don't you know? Never trust a blonde. Drop your gun, Al. Move it. Now that I can see you all, you're probably wondering how I did it. I'll confess. It was easy. Perhaps too easy. You all thought I was poisoned? Well, in a sense I was. But it was I that poisoned myself. Of course it wasn't a real poison. I'm not that stupid. I used hydrochlorophallacid and malatolamel. And a sleeping additive with enough kick in it to knock me out for a few hours.
When did you do it?
Oh, that's the clever part. I did it right in front of your nose. Water isn't the only thing that freezes you. The rest of it was a snap.
And after your concoction wore off, I suppose you just crawled into the secret passage in the dark.
Oh, how clever you are. You should be a detective.
And you should be a jailbird.
You better watch it, brave boy. Babes and bullets don't mix so well.
But Aggie, why?
Suppose I tell you part of it was you, part of it was me.
Suppose I tell you I'm not catching on.
Oh, suppose I tell you you never caught on.
Suppose I tell you to put that gun down.
Suppose I tell you I don't care.
If you love me,
I never loved you.
you can't say such a thing.
Do you want to know what I could say? I could say I did it because I wanted to go out with a bang. I could say I did it out of love or merely for the money. I could say a lot of things. But that doesn't make them true.
Darling, If this is about the jewels...
You think this is about the jewels? It was never about the jewels. It was about you, my dreams and the suffocating air. I could have done something with my life. I could have been somebody, anybody. I could have been one of those stars who paved the Hollywood streets for all I know. But instead I married you. I didn't kill myself, Frank, because I'm afraid of dying, but because I'm dying already. Dying from the fear of never getting the chance to live. But it's too late for tears.
So that's how you operate, isn't it, baby? Lights? Litter?
What if it is? Is what you have cooked up for me any better?
I don't suppose it is. Life, family, laughter? Don't mean much when you've got a gun in your hand.
I'm laughing, Frank. Life is such a scene.
Yes, it is.
Stay where you are, Frank.
I remember when I first saw you. You were the kind of figure that make my heart do a tap dance.
I mean it. I'll shoot.
And all else seemed a needless act.
You better stop it.
And so it goes. The victim is the murderer, love is betrayed, and all are left with an awkward silence to wonder why. Why there is evil in the world, and why so often it comes in the form of a beautiful dame, and why man is blind because he sees things from the outside in and not the inside out. Only one thing is for sure. Society gets the tragedy it demands. This is Officer Friday, signing out.
That was really good. Good. And cut! Alright, Doctor, you can bring the lights up.
Wowzers! Wowzers! That, people, was poetry! Pure poetry. Alright, that's a wrap. Change your drinks, we've got a celebration to do.
What? You've never held a gun before, have you?
Fanny, you scared me. I didn't see you there.
Sorry. It's a bad habit, my lurking in the shadows. Suppose I do it because I'm a writer, and I need to find things in places where no one can see them. Can I see it? Who would think that so pretty a toy would be a purveyor of death? In reality, it's just a fragment of iron fashioned beautifully into the form of a gun. I wonder what sort of fragment we are, whose hands so perfectly fit its frame.
Fanny, I wish I could be more like you. You always see the secrets of things.
Well, that's not true. I mean, the funny thing about secrets is that once you know them, they're no longer secrets. They're no longer themselves. I suppose they're like people.
You see what I mean? You even know secrets about secrets. You are overflowing with insight.
What, and you're not? Eve, what is this about?
Well, if I tell you, do you promise to keep it a secret?
Of course. You can trust me.
Fanny! The show was just darling!
Oh, I do love a good murder mystery. It's just like real life. Nobody knows what's going on. Eve, you devil, wherever did you learn your clever devices? I swear, I stretched my mind thin trying to wrap it round them.
Thank you, but the credit is all Fanny's. My character was her creation. I just gave her ideas flesh.
And what an incarnation it was! Just delightful!
No, thank you. I have to change. Will you excuse me?
Of course, darling. Don't be too long. Wait, Eve. We'll talk later, okay?
Fanny, wherever did you devise your production? Its complexity. It was like a cocktail of everything undeniable in life. The dramatic and the charming floating top. and everything trenchant, odious, and palpable lurks below. Wait, don't tell me. You imitated man. What else could be so complex?
Reginald, a clock is complex. A gun is complex. The molecular structure of diamonds is complex, but man is simple. Really? I believe man can be summed up in 2 words. Love and death.
Well, this is news to me. Surely you are missing something. Champagne, perhaps? Although, there may be love and death, even in champagne.
Darling, I think you're mistaking love for bubbles and death for wine. But Fanny, you intrigue me. Surely you must include hate on your list.
I think that where there is no love, surely there is no hate. And where there is hate, there is surely death.
Always with your complexities, even to explain the simplicity of man. But let me challenge you. Do you mean to say that love is hatred?
Oh, I do often believe it is.
Well, in that case, I hate you, Reginald, with the deepest love inside my heart.
You giggle. I suppose it is for this reason that murder mysteries are so natural to man, and why murders are hardly true mysteries.
I am not quite sure I believe in your silly paradoxes, Fanny. I just hope to God that your next productions are called Love and Death. Such titles only serve to make fashionable the shackles of the tutelage of the Dark Ages. But let's move on to something more real. After all, you are an artist, and I am a snob. What could be more real than we? So, here it is. What is the most important aspect of art?
Oh, I'll answer that one. Surely originality.
Oh, you are a modern.
Take literature, for example. Why do you think Joyce has won such acclaim? Even if he does not admit it, he writes especially for being original. Not only is he original in the sense that he creates works specifically for their originality, but also in the sense that he is undeniably original.
I am going to be outrageous. I don't believe in originality. At least not absolutely.
How original?
No, I quite mean it. After all, if the primary purpose of man to create was original art, then every impulse after that becomes a mere interpretation, a copy, rendering none but the original. In your case, Fanny, it is not possible to produce a wholly original film when there have been hordes of men before you who had the idea of making a murder mystery, and many more of producing a film.
Surely someone is original. Is art not merely an extension of the artist? And is not every person an original being?
If that was so, then even the most banal, mundane, and conventional works would be original. Besides, when everyone is original, then no one is original.
Oh, Fanny, darling, do say something. He's blabbing.
I think that art is not merely fodder for critics.
Have you something better?
Oh, I believe so, but you'll never agree.
Well, I have a thought, and you'll hate me for it. What if art's loftiest aim was the pleasure of the audience?
You don't mean that the base pleasure of the common yokel is the summit that the highest minds strive to reach?
If the show does not please the common masses, then it fails to fulfill its most primitive purpose. Artists are a people whose aim is to please others so that they are pleased with being pleased. And when everyone is pleasantly pleased with being pleased, they go home satisfied until the time that they are once more barren of pleasure.
You act as if one consumes art as he or she might consume asparagus. Surely art is more than mere entertainment, mere belly bursts and horse laughter. No. Art gives man the profundity that is such a part of his vitality.
Darling, get with the times. Dust is out of fashion, and so is profundity. The only thing marketable nowadays is the art of the people, the dime a dozen novel, the romantic drama, and, oh yes, the murder mystery.
You have a disease, Reginald. I know just how to cure it. People love to criticize what they lack most in themselves.
What is that?
If I told you, you wouldn't be cured. You know, Reginald, I love acting. Really. Sometimes I wish I'd never become a writer. Acting is just more real than real life. I believe this to such an extent that I think the perfect film is one where, by the time it's over, the play actors are real, and the audience has turned to art.
I don't follow you.
No, you don't. That's why I'm the writer and you're not. You really think people want pleasure, don't you? Then why ever do people go to movies? No, man does not want flowers and ribbons and rainbows. He wants drama. He wants screams and tears and broken glass. And do you know why? Because like the Jews, we'd rather dance around a golden cast of ourselves than stare in silent admiration at what is written on the faces of 1,000 sad people in this city.
And what is that?
Earlier you asked me art's purpose, so I'll tell you. It is shocking. But art must be shocking nowadays. It's to make the audience do what they don't want to do.
What is it they don't want to do?
I'd tell you directly, but you'd never learn.
Fanny, I do love your riddles, but they are a bit unpleasant. How absurd you are and such a tease.
Yes. Darling, would you pour me another glass? You know, I think that champagne is the perfect type of pleasure. It is charming like Fanny here, and both leave one unsatisfied.
Yes.
What more could you want?
I take both very seriously. Of course it helps that everything Fanny says is spectacular. I just adore spectacles. One can never pay too high a price for sensation, I always say.
Ah, sensation. What authentic human fun. Man was made for spectacles.
You're only saying that because you want everything to be spectacular.
Well, why not? I'll tell you what. Why don't we make a spectacle of ourselves right here with a toast? After all, scenes are not just for the movies.
And neither is champagne.
A toast to a most darling show and clever mystery.
Here.
Why, Fanny, you look pale.
I just had a jarring thought. What if there was a film, which being a film is not a film, which being acted is not being acted, which being watched is not being watched? A film in which the audience believes the show actually is what it made itself out to be, yet is actually nothing at all what it is. Such an idea would be spectacular.
Well, I haven't the slightest idea what you mean, Fanny. What curious musings.
Yes, curious indeed. But if it means that your next production will be as flaring as the last one, then I dare not bar you from such mysterious enterprises. Although, by the sounds of it, you may need to imitate something even more complex, or, in your case, simple, than man himself. Well, I should love to stay on and chat for hours more, but Joan and I really must be off. After all, the night is young, and there are shows to no end.
Yes, as I always say, the show must go on, and so too must we. Reginald, darling, will you escort me to the door?
Of course, darling. Ta-ta for now, Fanny.
Yes, ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta.
Yes. Spectacular.
Roger, I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this. Come on, Ed. You know she lives for this stuff. Besides, we're doing this for you. It'll be fun. Do I have a choice? Nope. Fine, but don't say I didn't warn you. You worry too much. Sit down and relax.
Eve, there you are. How about some scotch?
I prefer not.
Oh, right. Well, in that case, I'll have it. After all, the only spirits I believe in are the 100 proof kind. Anyway, I should go pack up my stuff in the back. You two be good now. And Ed, I'll catch you later. So, what do you want to talk about?
What?
Earlier, you said you wanted to talk about something.
Oh, it was nothing.
Nothing is nothing.
No, really. It's not important.
Well, in that case, I have a surprise for you.
What?
If I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise. So sit down and close your eyes.
Okay. Oh, Ed, they're beautiful. Thank you. You know, sometimes I think the only reason I love you is because you spoil me.
You need to be spoiled. Besides, I need to make it up to you.
For what?
Well, I've been gone a lot lately, and if we're going to get married, it's time I started treating you like a lady. No more of this quarreling stuff.
You know what?
What?
I think that there are only 2 times when I'm actually happy. When I'm on stage and when I'm with you. Let's just keep life just how it is right now.
That's a pretty thought, isn't it? But then you and I would not get married, would we?
What's the difference? I love you just the same.
The difference? Well, it's decent. Can't you see that? If you and I want to be respected, if we want to make this work...
I'm sorry, Ed. I'm sorry. I should have never brought it up. Let's not quarrel. Not now. I don't want to think about anything else right now except for you and me.
All right, darling. Besides, no use arguing with a firecracker when she looks like a knockout. Here, look at you. You're spectacular.
Sorry to interrupt you two, but Fanny wants to talk to you, Edward.
What about?
I don't know. Something about a new film?
Sure, I'll be there in a few minutes.
Do you have to go?
Darling, it'll only be a few minutes. Here, I'm sure you and your pearls will do quite well without me.
Oh, all right.
I'll be back soon enough. Stay out of trouble, okay? Oh, and Eve. I love you.
Right. Just my luck.
Damn, stop it, you dog, you scoundrel. Damn.
What was what?
I thought we heard something.
Oh, perhaps it was from the ghost of the jaw.
Stan, stop it.
What? Does it scare you?
No. But would you hold me closer the day?
Only a few nights. Safely.
Please.
Pretty please.
Pretty please. Stan? Not again. Stan, where did you go? Stan. Oh, is this you? My, you are a scoundrel.
Would you like to sit down? I'll pour some scotch.
Stanley, love,
Yes, darling?
take me away.
All right, baby. As soon as we finish up the final cuts of this scene, we'll pack our bags and blow this joint.
LA, Vegas, Florida. Whatever you want.
No, I'm not talking about a holiday. I want to get away with you for good. This town is dirty. I can feel it every time I look out the window. There are more rats than there are gutters, and more murders than there are streetlights.
Rats and gutters? Judith, what's this really about?
Oh, Stan, you can direct anywhere. I know I can't be your leading lady. No, I haven't got that sort of talent, but we would be together, and what else matters? I could even learn how to cook and clean. You know, those domestic things that normal housewives do.
Judith, we talked about this.
I know. Here I am tearing wounds open again. Perhaps it's just a silly cry of nature, but I can't help feeling that there's something to it. I've maintained a steady struggle with myself. Futile passion ends in tragedy, I know, but I must confess because it's becoming unbearable. I love you, Stan Turner! I love you with a longing that keeps spinning inside of me, and every day I feel it, gaining speed, gaining mass until I'm fit to burst.
You don't mean it.
Oh, I do. Stan, I have such plans for us.
But your husband!
Oh, he'll grant me a divorce. And if he won't, I'll make him. So what if I have to wear a scarlet A over my bodice for the rest of my life? So what if I have to face the torments of Othello or the racks of public shame? I will remain a pure Desdemona, and you will be my Cassio. Together, we'll be an island independent of a greater continent, and the rain, and the winds, and the waves